Good to see you.
Okay, Revenants, welcome back to the Road to 100, episode 104. So we're encroaching on the 100s here. And as we're on 30 star, we still have 70 stars to go, so we have many videos to go. So first I want to say thank you all for continuing to hang with me here and enjoy your time in the road and all the other crazy speed kills that we're doing. This episode we got to finish up all the side missions that we have completed now that we've finished up the beginning sections, and we're on our way to the statue, and we are going to be finishing up all of the optional missions and the depths maps that we come across. Okay. So what we are going to be finishing up here first is we are going to be looking at Shang, then we are going to be looking at each one of the areas that we visited. We now have different abilities or different options available to us. So here's Shang, and now you'll see that we have the same amount of things as last time, and we have a few other items there that we have access to. So now we are going to head to, let's see, the parking garage, and then we will head into each of these areas and we will finish up what we came for, and we'll head to the Flood of Impurity, as that is the depths map that we will be coming across when we get to the statue, and we head on into the cathedral. So for this, we just kind of wanted to goof around here with Achilles and see what we could do, as the Black Halberd is a massive dex scaler, and since Achilles has massive dex stats, we will see how we do here with this setup. Now here, Matthew is available to us over here, and he, as we killed the Lost for him last time, he's this is the chest that we got last time. Sorry, he's one flight down. And we have to look out for his weapon, so we'll see what he has to say.
It's you again.
Yes, it is Matthew.
You're Revenants, right?
That's right.
I guess I am too. I'm no longer human. I've died and come back as an undying creature. That's why I tried to fight the Lost too. They killed me, and I ended up dropping my weapon. Now I'm so scared I can barely move. What a joke.
That is a problem. But I appreciate your choice in mask there, Matthew. That's a good mask, as is mine. Okay, so he asks us to go retrieve his weapon, and you can see it. You can see it right here on the ground. So we have to make our way over there. And I believe, no. So sometimes there are ways that you can strike these fellas, but that is not the case. So what we are going to go for here is we're going to go for a stunning backstab, sort of hyper-aggressive attack mode here with Chariot Rush, and Usurper's Blade is a health regeneration on strike, so we will be using that when we are getting lower on health, to make sure that we go ahead and get our health back. So we can go for a couple of gifts here and get ourselves going, as this fella will run around the corner. Okay, and we'll get some attacks on him. Okay, and this fella needs a backstab, as his friends are all coming over here. And as you can see, on a backstab there, we definitely have a lot of potential to damage the enemy. So we will run over here and pick up a backstab. Oh, he's already dead. Okay. Now, as you can see, we have ample damage that we can put out on the enemy, especially when we're paired up with Eva, and we have gift accelerators active and available to us. So we will go for a stun cartridge and a gift accelerator, And you can see that that's a healthy 11,000 on this fella, and it puts him down very, very quickly. So that's kind of the idea, what we want to go for. Now over here, it's going to be really, really important that we have all our gift accelerators going, and we get backstabs as effective as possible. So there's Matthew's weapon. Okay. And let's go ahead and poke this fella down and get a backstab. Now everybody's kind of ganging up on us here, but Eva, as you can see, since she is paired up with blood, she definitely has the ability to take down the enemy quickly and effectively. Okay, so now we can head on back to Matthew, or we can head on over and do the dog tags, but we'll head back to Matthew as he is here in this area. Now you can see that we have quick mobility with a very heavy weapon. That's due to Revenant's ambition, as that puts us directly over or directly under the weight limit of 1.8 pounds there. Even though this is a almost 50-pound weapon, it definitely can be used in a quick manner, and that 10% that we get is allowing us to do major damage. Okay, here we go.
Did you find this weapon for me?
Yep, sure did.
I owe you a debt. With this, now I can fight again. I need to train and grow strong quickly.
Yes.
The horrors from the Great Collapse might show up again, right? I'll be food for them if I don't improve.
Okay, Matthew. Well, thanks for your lost shard there. That's really nice of you. Okay, so let's go ahead and head on back this way. And now we are heading over to the dog tags fella, Daryl, and we will help him out and see what he has for us. So let's go ahead and do this so we can dodge more effectively. And it's a faster mode of transportation. Now we got monkeys here, so monkeys are bad. So push them off the edge as much as possible. Oh, good grief. No. Okay. And as you can see there, if we get hit or take damage from monkeys, as they do a lot of damage very quickly, we will have a problem here with the monkeys. But running the Black Halberd is a very good weapon, and it's a very enjoyable weapon. And especially when it's paired in this way, it allows you for some really good kills and some really good fun. Okay, so we will head on over here. We got more dogs. Okay, let's go for more stamina, and we'll go for our stun, and we'll go for more damage. Okay. Okay, good. Anytime you can put the dogs down quickly and effectively, that's very, very good. Okay, so let's go for a backstab. And then we will go for offensive order. Okay, good. And she's almost stunned. Okay, good. And she goes down. Okay, so the stun is not meant to stun the enemies effectively and quickly and easily. It's meant to, in the event that they do get stunned, we can put them down quickly and effectively with Chariot Rush. Nope, I want this guy. Oh, good grief. This guy has no stun. There we go. Get some health back. Now that is our effective use of Usurper's Blade there, is to get some health back in the event that we don't have much health available to us. So here's Daryl. Hello.
Hey, are you headed that way? Listen, that's a really bad idea.
Sort of.
There's a real monster of a lost in that hole, and it's cut me off from my friends. I need to go look for them, but with something that's strong in my way. Crap. What do I do now?
Oh, Daryl.
Hey, so could you tell me if you see any of my friends? They'll have sheltered dog tags like mine.
Nope. None of your friends. Okay, so now it doesn't tell you exactly where these dog tags are, but if you just missile route back to your most recent missile, you can then head on down to the Howling Pit. That's why it's important to kind of do these sections earlier, so you can quickly and easily teleport back and forth between them. It's kind of interesting how you have to get used to the teleport system in the game to make sure that you can fluidly move between areas quickly and easily. So we will head here to the Howling Pit. We will find his dog tags, and if you notice, we did Matthew first, so Matthew's mission will also be available here. So you can see on the map up there, a little person has now joined in here. Now that would not be there if we didn't do Matthew first. So here are the dog tags. And let's go over to Matthew there, and we will do the hardest mission in the game, and the Hills of Deception here, the second area, or the second teleport in the Howling Pit. Now these missions are kind of filler, I guess you could say, kind of in a way. They don't really progress the story, and they don't really add much. They do add some kind of interesting things here. Or sorry, this isn't Matthew. This is Richard.
Did my sleeping bag just crawl off or something? I remember drying it here, or was it over there? No, I just came from that way, so... Wait, which way did I come from?
Oh, Richard.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to sleep on the ground tonight, aren't I?
Well, if you keep dying and losing your memory, then absolutely. So now we have to run over here, as you can see on the map. Oops. Sorry, get menuing there. Okay, so then we run on over this way.
We finally made it through. Enemy present. What do you want to do?
Oh my goodness, that was a very, very difficult mission. So that's complete. This is probably the hardest mission on this difficulty that you can possibly do.
Whoa! Don't just pop out of nowhere like that. I almost had a heart attack. Hey, that's my sleeping bag, isn't it? You found it for me?
Yes. No problem.
I'm just wandering around trying to scope out a new place to live. A bunch of sinkholes appeared in the place I used to live, and the lost started going nuts too. And this area is pretty far from what I'd call safe, so I better keep looking.
Okay. And we get a lost shard for it. So, woo. Now, early game, first playthrough, that might be actually useful to excuse me, to get a little bit of extra haze there. But as you can see, after you finish your first playthrough and start a new game enhanced, you just have bundles and bundles of haze. It doesn't really do much to get haze items as rewards, any of the lost crystals. I wish the haze requirements for a bunch of things would be increased as the stars increase, in order to validate, having millions of haze. So instead of like 10,000 to upgrade a weapon, make it 10 million to upgrade a weapon or something like that, because then it would be valuable to hold on to your haze as long as you can. Okay, so then we have to head through here. That fella's gonna be up there. Eva's gonna kill everybody. Okay, and as you can see here, for the beginning portion of the game, we don't really need a whole lot of damage output, but we definitely have the ability to put enemies down quickly and easily. Okay, so then we're coming up through here, so let's go for stamina, and this, and stamina regen. Okay, and we can now run past this fella. Good. And we'll let our stamina regenerate. We'll dash on over. Now everybody's following us, but all we need to do is get on over to Daryl and give him the dog tags back. And you'll see that he's the last one on the map.
Tag you have belongs to one of my friends.
Yep, sorry buddy.
Stayed with Ash. That means then one of my other friends is in danger. After we left the shelter and came all this way.
Yep.
Yeah, the government protective shelter I live in started having a serious blood bead shortage. So we hiked out here to look for blood beads. Dangerous places like this where Cerberus doesn't hunt the lost. I'm not until I have some blood beads.
Well, Louis, you're in luck. Louis gave an entire bag to self-important Revenant, so maybe he'll give you a bag. Who knows? Now, self-important Revenant is a very interesting name to remember as we go through the memories. So that's kind of an interesting person that we come across later on. He is part of the invasion against the Queen, and he doesn't remember you. So very, very intriguing that some of these folks that you come across, you actually meet up with them later on, and you put the pieces together that, oh, some of these people don't remember us because they either died or we died or so on and so forth. Okay, so now we have the reports mission.
Another Revenant yanked from Death's embrace, huh? Don't you find Silva's policies untrustworthy? Thirst inducing miasma enveloping us, the lost running rampant. The cause of all of this misery is perfectly clear. It's all a man-made disaster caused by Silva's Project Queen. He created more Revenants to stop her frenzy. And as things get worse, the wall of mist acts as the lid on a huge garbage can. The whole system is broken. I'm gathering documents and testimony to prove all this. If you find anything, bring it to me, okay?
Okay. Sure thing. Now, anytime a mission is active, it will appear on the map that it is active in. So as you can see, there's nothing in here that is available to us. So where might this mission actually be encouraging us to go is back to the parking garage first. And we pick up the citizen's report, or citizen's opinion. And this is important to progress this mission as much as possible before you head on into the Cathedral, as a part of this mission is in the Cathedral. And it looks like a little dead-end area when you pass it after the third missile in the area, and it's like, why would there be this little cove here with a dead end? Well, that is indeed where this mission would have an item, so we'll see that when we get into the Cathedral. Okay, so now we have to go upstairs,
I'm on my way.
and we'll go for the stun and this and this. Okay, and now let's go ahead and put this lady down. And we'll go for a backstab first, since she's weak to lightning. As you see there, that does very good. Good, and we'll put her down. So Chariot Rush is no joke. It definitely has its abilities. Now we'll kill this guy in one hit. Good. And we will go for this fella. Okay, good. And he was stunned there. So this is just a drop. And here's the citizen's opinion. Okay. And then we head on back down, and we give that back to Gustav, and he will progress us one step farther in this mission.
I won't be long.
Now, it's kind of interesting, the story that goes along with these missions, but nothing really beyond that. They don't yield extra weapons, they don't yield extra blood veils or blood codes or anything like that, so these are perfectly possible to skip. They're perfectly possible to just ignore. Do them once just so you see them, or watch a playthrough on them or something. But for the most part, these missions don't really add too much beyond a little bit of lore, which I truly enjoy. So we do them.
I want evidence that Silva's policies are a mistake. If you find anything, please let me know.
Okay.
I see. You found what I wanted. Thanks. This will help push things forward. Silva's rule favors only a handful. Every other Revenant is forced to live in fear of thirst and the lost. No, even the favored Revenants who live in safety are exploited and need to pay levies. It's a system set up to give Silva exclusive control over all the blood beads. We have to escape it somehow. If we don't have to pay levies, we Revenants can unite and live together without fear of thirst.
Watch where you walk.
I want evidence that
Yeah, that's true to an extent, but it's not exactly true. So yeah, it does give Silva control over the blood bead population or generation or whatever, but at the same time, it still is important that he has the blood to be doing what he's doing. So that's still more to come on that. Okay, so now we head back to the Howling Pit. Oh, oops, my mistake. Okay, we're not headed here. I believe we need to talk to Shang and buy some more penance for Io, and then we will head on to the cathedral. And on the way, we pick up a map, and then we'll head and do the map. So this is kind of just a cleanup, and it's important to kind of do these after every section of the game that you progress through in order to make sure that everything is progressing on schedule, so that way you don't miss any of the optional abilities that you can come across. Okay, and now let's head back to the butterfly. Okay. Oh, got presents. How nice. Okay, so it's oops. Where are we where are we going? There we go. The park ruins. So it's important to kind of just remap this in your mind every time you play through, and kind of make notes until you have it memorized. As you see, it's still having an issue memorizing it. So it is a lot to remember. But the more times you go through it, the more enjoyable it becomes, because you kind of know where you're going, and the only thing left is your skill cap. So as you play through the game, you constantly come up against the barrier of how do I improve and how do I change up my build to do something different and do something more interesting than what I had been doing before. And that always is a really exciting thing to me, that the skill cap is only based on your ability. And there is a lot of RNG in the game, but it is nice that there's the ability to kind of artificially remove the RNG by a lot of different methods of how you can go about building yourself, so that way you're built specifically and effectively for each encounter. Okay, so we find out a little bit more here about where our journey is headed next. So another blood vein and more blood beads, so we can go back and give these to Daryl if we would want to be kind to him. Louis gonna check out where this is leading. Our character looks pretty good there. Oh, we matched the yellow.
So, every spring we've found so far leads back to here.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, let's head in. The source can't be far off.
That is quite the wing. So the source, Louis, you sure you want to go there? Alright, so now we head down this long artificial loading zone, and we discover what we have to discover here in this long hallway, and it leads us to another interesting area. So the reason this is fun is because Achilles is not exceptionally widely used, as it does have D's and D pluses in all the stats except Dex and Fortitude. So it does limit the options that you have available to you without doing some major stat rebalancing. But this can be a fun way to go about it, as the Dark Halberd is pretty heavy, pretty difficult to use effectively, as it has a lot of piercing and slashing abilities. And so there's plasma cartridges and the Flood of Impurity. Now that should give you a hint that lightning is good in the Flood of Impurity, that you get 5 plasma cartridges there. And it should also give you a hint that the area here in the Cathedral is also weak to lightning. So remember, before the start of every area, there's some kind of items or an enemy or something to clue you in on what the weaknesses of the area are. So that should be your clue right there, picking up that depths map. So let's head on back to home base as we picked up the Flood of Impurity. So playing Achilles, you have to kind of think really bizarre, and you kind of have to pick it based on the weapons that you pick and no other reason for it. But since our Blood Veil is also scaling off of Dex, we do really high damage on attacks as well as backstabs. And since we're paired up with a an Isis Chrome on our Blood Veil, we do exceptional backstab damage, again, especially against enemies that are weak to lightning. Okay, so let's head on in here. Now the Swirling Flood is one we don't have yet, but the Flood of Impurity is the map that we picked up. So we'll head on in here. Alright. Now playing a stunner build is a lot of fun when you don't have the amount of damage to actually put an enemy down quickly and effectively. However, here running this, we have both. We have the ability to definitely put enemies down quickly and effectively, but we also have the ability to stun them and stop them from doing anything too aggressive. Okay, let's go for a stun. And let's go for a backstab. And this will put him down. See that? Put him into about half health, half stun. And the stun is just there for good insurance to put him down easily and effectively. Okay, so now we have really good stamina ability now. Okay, and this fella's stunned, so we can go for a backstab if we need. We got him stunned twice, so these fellas are really susceptible to stun. So these weapon maladies, I guess you could call them, status effects, what are these called, resistances, I don't know, those buffs, they definitely do really good abilities versus different enemies. Not all enemies are created equal, obviously, so if you can figure out which status ailments, I guess you could call them, are effective against which enemies, it will definitely help you with how you pair up against certain areas. Okay, and as you see here, we just kind of ruin everyone's day in here, and as we continue to finish up the 100% area here. Now if you take the right path here, it begins an invasion. If you take the left path, there's no invasion. So we want to take the left path first, and we'll go for all the things here. Okay. Good, and we'll put him down. Okay, and that's pretty simple on how to hit these fellas. Now here's a ball. Okay. Good, and we stun them on one attack, which is very good. Good, and that makes our way through here, picking up keys and such. Very easy, and no problem. Good. Good. So the balls, they become a non-issue this way. And now we will start the invasion. And this will be very problematic, as there are several of these fellas. Okay. Okay, let's go for a backstab here. This should put this fella down. Okay. Okay. Now you'll notice that Eva's having a lot of problems over there with the ball, which is completely fine. but she is very, very effective versus all of these enemies, as she does blood damage. Whoops. Okay, let's go for the ball. Good. Okay, and we'll head on over here and put a chariot rush on this fella. And we'll get some health back. Okay. Oops. Okay. We definitely need some health here. Okay. And we will need to go for a heal, because why not? And here comes these fellas. Okay. And let's go for some attacks here. Okay. Okay, we're doing fairly well here. We definitely need to go for a Usurper's Blade when we have the chance. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. That'll get us some health back there. I think these two die. Good. We'll go for a Stun Blade. And we'll do this. And this fella, whoops. I didn't think he was going for weapon swings there. Now here comes the big fella. And he is definitely going to ruin our day. Okay, good. And let's head on over here and get some backstabs on him if we can, so we can get some of that I-Core back. And we put him down. Okay, so not a horrible invasion, but definitely definitely some problem there. But the spike balls are very problematic, and they definitely are stunted considerably by the stun effect.
I won't be long.
And now in here we have a very, very problematic boss fight with these two big, chunky, healthy boys and their little squid friends. So we are going to have to be kind of really, really paying attention here with our stamina and everything. And let's go for more stamina and the stun cartridge. And we'll go for our stun. Now you need to, as much as possible, watch out for the slugs, as they will ruin everything very quickly and easily. Oops. And as you see here, that's why we're dead. Thank you, Eva. Okay, let's go for this fella. Good. And let's go for a backstab if we can get him. Nope, no backstab. Okay, so that was very problematic there. But Eva definitely helped us out, as when the enemies were stunned, she was able to dodge out, and she was also able to bring us back up, and she also was able to kill several of the slugs there, so that was very, very good. Okay, now the Executioner, she's weak to crush damage, and blood, ice, and lightning. And so if you're paired up with those 4 different weaknesses, she goes very, very quickly and very, very easily. But as you can see here, we're kind of paired up in a different kind of a sort of a way, so that won't be available to us. Unless we have some issues, then we will definitely pair up accordingly. Okay, let's go for these fellas here. And then we'll pick up this fella. Oh. Okay, I guess no backstab for him, but we will just put him down quickly. And that is the beauty of having a stun with a very, very hard counter to these fellas, is you can damage them quickly and easily, and have a very, very hard knockdown. Okay, and because Chariot Rush has a built-in effect that it has a knockdown, it's very, very effective against enemies that are stunned specifically. Hello. So we'll get another backstab here. So as you can see, making your way through this area is pretty simple, and since we have exceptional speed on the Black Halberd because of the gift accelerators that we have running here, we definitely have a really, really good ability to overwhelm the enemy quickly and easily. There we go. I'll pick him up. It's always fun to look at him in the air. There we go. And he's dead, but he's still standing for whatever reason. Ooh, an old world material. That's very, very good. Hello. And as you see, we're doing pierce damage to these fellas, but it stuns them, and it staggers them a little bit. There's the lightning barrage gift. Oops, I forgot one other item here. There we go. And so heading into the swirling flood, also as you pick up the lightning barrage, that is also another tip that you get lightning pierce. And since the Cathedral is weak to lightning pierce, whoops, you are able to make great use of it directly after your time here. Where's that backstab? Okay, no backstab. Whatever. So that's kind of nice that they have these paired in such a way that you can pace yourself easily to understand what should be used in what area. Okay, there we go. And we'll kill him. And we'll go for a backstab on this fella. And we'll probably hit him with a chariot. Well, no, he looks weak enough. So you can see that running through the swirling flood here, or the flood of impurity, is pretty simple and easy if you're paired correctly for it. And this is a lot of fun to use Achilles, as it is kind of, like I said, it's just not widely used that much. There we go. Kill these balls quickly and effectively, because they will ruin your day in just one attack or so. Whoops. Okay. He got a little aggressive there on me, and I was not exactly looking at what he was doing. But since we do in the 10,000 range kind of damage potentials all the time, we can make these guys pay dearly and quickly. Okay, so now we need to go for a Usurper's Blade. There we go. And we get back 300 health for every enemy we hit. So if we use it in groups, that's when you can get back large amounts of health quickly. And here's a chest.
What's inside?
Okay. And again, everything through here, as you see, is lightning based. So it should be tipping you off that lightning is going to be used versus the Executioner. There we go. Put him down. 12,000, that's very good. Okay, and that's this fella, even though you can't see, if you just push the buttons and he goes down very quickly and effectively. Now these fellas are extremely difficult, so there will probably be a couple of deaths here. Hopefully not, but you never know. Okay, so we'll go for this, and we want to put these guys down quickly as possible. So we will be going for stunning as much as we can. Okay. And we'll go for a backstab first, as that gives us a lot of iframes here. Whoops. And see, we got hit there by that other fella, and that put us down into death, basically. Let's go for a launch and stop this fella from doing his lightning, his blazing attack there. Now, as you see here, doing pierce damage is not too good. Oh, and we are dead again. And Eva's dead. And Eva's back. And these guys are just exploding like crazy. Okay. Let's go for another backstab if we can. Whoops, we are dead by the little things on the ground. So, yeah, these guys are... having one of them is bad enough, but having two of them can be very problematic. And it's a good thing that Chariot Rush has a fairly short cooldown at 9 seconds, I believe. Yeah, 9 seconds. So that's a very quick cooldown for us there. Okay, so we can just simply run through here, and we can avoid the enemies. And this is kind of an interesting thing that you can do, that you can just kind of run through here and not even fight anybody at all. But, okay. I'll take it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and get our things going here. And we will go for stun, and we will go for stamina.
Thanks.
Okay. And they always begin the match with these, oh boy. What are they? Those trails that come out there. Okay, let's focus on this fella. Good, let's knock him down. Okay, he's not stunned yet, as these guys are immune to stun. So we are doing the wrong thing here. Back up. Oh, and it's a one-shot for those explosions. And we're dead. So that's why these fellas are exceptionally difficult for running this kind of setup here. But all it takes is a little bit of a change, and things can go very, very differently.
Don't make me worry like that, okay?
Okay, and that change can be in the form of a crush weapon. Let's see here. Let's go for... can we get... We can't
I'll
get
keep an eye on our
down
surroundings.
to where we need to be. Yeah, we're still too heavy no matter what we do. 82, so we are normal mobility, so that's okay. Now if we go to something different, so we are normal mobility with this. How about, we don't have other options, so we will switch to this guy, and we will switch to the Tormenting Blast, and let's see. We'll go for for Dragon Lunge. Okay, so this should be a better way to go about this, as these fellas are weaker to crush than they are to pierce.
Present.
But now we are simply normal mobility instead of quick. But that's okay.
Just watch.
As you can see, we can still progress here fairly easily and effectively without a problem.
Deep breaths.
So since these fellas are immune to stun, most of our build is completely invalidated, which is unfortunate, but you know, it doesn't really hamper us too much. Now this is the again the idea that if a build isn't working and you switch it up, that's all you need to do is switch. Oh my goodness, and you will do much better. Good grief. Stop going for Eva. Oh man. I must have got hit by his explosion again. Oh my goodness. So these two, they definitely, they just have that gimmick of an undodgeable, unblockable explosion that goes about half of the arena, and it just ruins everything, which is unfortunate. But you know, Bandai had to put some kind of gimmick attached to these fellas, but that's okay. Otherwise, it wouldn't be Code Vein, and Code Vein is all about making you frustrated and seeing how you've adapted
It's time, huh?
and what you've changed to make sure that you move on. So we will go for this, and we will go for this, and stamina. And we'll go for our gift accelerators, and our stamina regens, and dodge step boosters. Oh boy. Okay, let's get a launch on this fella. Oh, good grief. Okay. Okay, we dodged it because we were going backwards. Okay. And, oh, we got a backstab. How fortunate. That is really, really fortunate. Okay, one of them is dead, and we're dead. Oh, good grief. Okay, let's go ahead and heal. And he's probably going to dodge at us or Eva. Yep. There we go. Okay, he's gonna do those things. And they're going after Eva, so he's gonna come after us. Come on, buddy. Oh, come on, I dodged. And I'm dead. Okay. I'm not. Okay. Where's he going? He's going after Eva, so let's heal. There's the explosion. And we have no ichor. Okay. No! Oh, good grief. Come on, dude. Okay, let's go for a pure blood. Okay, and we'll go for lightning. Okay, and let's go for a dragon lunge, and that'll put him down. Okay, let's back up, as he's probably going to explode here. There we go. Okay. And, okay, more of those. That's fine. I can deal with that. And as you can see, getting a backstab on him is next to impossible. Okay, so there we go. And we got this one over here. And we can missile root back. Since we don't have that much, ichor stocks anyways. So that's those fellas. And they introduce you to the idea that you should probably use Crush, as the Executioner is weak to Crush. But we will be going for our stunning thing here, as if that doesn't work out for us too well, then we will move on to other things. Okay, so this has been the Flood of Impurity. Oops, and we definitely need Chariot Rush, and we need Usurper's Blade. There we go. So since we are one-on-one here with this enemy, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to use Usurper's Blade, but it's okay. Okay, now we want as much stamina regen as possible. And we want as much stun on her as possible. There we go. Okay, let's go for damage. And you can see that the stun build-up on her is considerable. There we go. Now that will stun her into the next phase here. There we go. And let's go for more stun, as that will put her into this phase. Good. Okay, let's go for a another stun cartridge. Okay. Oh, come on. Oh my goodness, no way. There we go. What a finish. What a finish. So you can see that stun buildup on her can be considerable, and it also stuns her out of several areas and significant attacks that she does. And if you're paired correctly like that, I mean, obviously it wasn't a correct pairing of our gifts and such, as we were unable to do crush damage there. We were doing slash and pierce, but that's okay. As you see, it's pretty effective, and Chariot Rush is a very, very, very potent gift. Okay, so now as we head on into the Cathedral is a very, very long area, and we will definitely need to be have all of our water and everything available and ready for that. So as we head into the Cathedral, I just want to say thank you all for joining me, and we'll pick up right here in the next one.